This video is sponsored by Torras. Okay guys, so you see the price difference between the iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone Air is smaller than between the iPhone Pro and the base model. So I think it just makes perfect logical sense to compare these two phones since they're in almost the same price category. And yes, the Pro costs a little bit more, but the Air is much slimmer, thinner. There's titanium here, but there's a catch, which is only one camera. So which one should you buy, and is the camera sacrifice worth the Air? Today I'll try to answer this question, and maybe after each chapter you'll figure out which phone is the perfect one for you. And yeah, let's start. Now let's talk about the difference between the camera interface, because even though they're pretty similar, but the iPhone Pro allows you for a little bit more cool features. Over here on the Air, we have the resolution switch, 24 and 48 megapixels. On the 17 Pro though, we have HIC and RAW formats and resolution between 24 and 48. So the iPhone 17 Pro actually allows you the RAW photos, which you're supposed to edit a little bit afterwards and get even better results. So here is the example for you. Let me know what you think. In terms of the camera selections, well, obviously there is only one camera here, so we can take photos either with 1x mode, like so, or switch into the 2x crop. Apple says it's like a separate lens, but no guys, it is not. It's just a digital crop. The only improvement over here over if you did digital crop in post-production is that there is a little bit of computational photography involved over here. Within the phone, this processing does improve the image a little bit when you're using the 2x or even like 3x crops. But as you see, having optical lens is always better. So right now I can switch into the 4x telephoto on the 17 Pro and get way more details. Already see it from the preview. I mean, the Air is okay, but it's not something I would post, whereas the iPhone 17 Pro with the telephoto camera gives you much better image. The main cameras though are pretty close on either of the phones. There's also this photographic styles on the Air, which is also available on the Pro, and we've seen them and I tested them in a lot of details in my previous iPhone 16 series. I usually go into the warmer tones. I don't want to over edit my photos in post. Something actually I'm trying to resemble with this phone is what I'm getting with the Xiaomi 15 Ultra phones, or Xiaomi even 14 Ultra, because they have this Leica processing. I'm a big fan of that. It's just very rich, thick contrast in those shots. So I'm trying to get something similar with these iPhones, and I think I'm getting there. I found one trick how to get ultra wide angle shots with this phone, actually two ways. So first one, you see, if I take the photo with 1x main camera, this is the field of view. But if I switch into the selfie mode, I can extend the field of view and get wider shot because of the new square sensor. And in that case, I will fit more in the frame, although it will be a little bit finicky. And I hit over here, I will get extended field of view. The only thing I need to avoid is getting into the shot because this square sensor is so wide. Yeah, it's not the best way to preview the image, but I can manage it, I think. And yeah, this is the shot, and here they are side by side. So this is the selfie camera wide angle lens, and this is the 1x main camera. So you can see how much wider the shot actually is. This part of the castle, which was not even present with the main camera at all. So I get taller shot, I get wider shot, and this is just awesome. Not the best way, but gets the job done. Oh, and I forgot, there is another second way. I said there are two ways, and another way would be using panorama mode. So let's go into the back camera. So right now I'm using the 1x camera, and yeah, I can just do pano shot like this. But the problem with panorama mode is when you have moving subjects in the shot, and the stitching of these frames might be a little bit weird. So you either have to have blank canvas with the subject not moving at all, or be very lucky so everything just matches. But yeah, you also can get and manage the good results with the panorama shots as well, but you need to put more effort into it. Now, ultra wide angle camera on this iPhone 17 Pro is more or less similar to the last year iPhone 16 Pro. So there is not much improvement over here, and the jump from iPhone 15 to the 16 was bigger than from 16 to the 17 here. Don't get me wrong, the ultra wide angle camera is very solid. You get a lot of details, you can zoom in on the image, and just overall it provides really good results. And I would actually be very happy if ultra wide angle camera was present on the iPhone Air as well, because I don't know about you guys, I get sometimes comments that people do not utilize it a lot, but I do. I'm filming with super wide angle lens right now, and you can see how much I can fit in the frame at just extended arm length. So something similar on the phone is really handy at all times. So unfortunately, iPhone Air does not have it. So let's talk about the strength of the iPhone 17 Pro. You see there is 3 camera setup, which is just perfect, obviously, compared to this just 1 camera. Don't get me wrong, the main camera on the Air is really good, but sometimes you want to get wider and you just can't. Sometimes you want to capture something further out there and you also can't. So 3 camera setup does make a difference, at least for me. What a weather, guys. Yeah, so one of the biggest improvements over the last generation of the iPhones here is obviously selfie cameras, and just check it out. Not only I can take picture like this, but also if I want to take a horizontal picture and get something wider in the shot, like I have beautiful building on the right. So you see, I can easily switch on both of the phones into the landscape mode without rotating the phones horizontally. And this is very unlike Apple because they added that square sensor to all the phones in the 17 series. Initially, I thought it would be only with the Pro or Pro Max phones, but no, this iPhone Air also had that amazing selfie tag. And the selfie photos is really exceptional quality, and I'm not so sure which other phones can actually compete and be at that level. Probably the latest one with the camera quality a little bit better than this one was a Xiaomi flip phone, but it's just because I could use the main camera when the phone was folded and I could preview the image on the outer screen. So maybe just the foldable phones are the ones that ahead of the iPhone in terms of the image quality, but the versatility and just an option to take pictures horizontally while having the phone like this, and just overall square sensor is just really game-changing. I cannot wait to see the future generations that will apply the same kind of sensor technology, which will allow me and let me use this kind of tech with the main camera. And right now the weather conditions are really how do I say it to you guys? It's super cold and there is a little bit of rain and drizzle here. So yeah, let's test both phones in video department right now in selfie camera. So you see, I can start recording on both of the phones and film horizontally as I'm doing right now. By the way, how's the audio sound? This is iPhone 17 Air and this is the iPhone 17 Pro. And yeah, this is the image quality. I mean, it's just regular selfie camera at this point, but once I stop the recording, I can press this button right here. And look at that. By the way, iPhone 17 Pro was a little bit faster to react. And now I can record horizontal videos during sunlight. It's just outstanding, guys. The image is outstanding. And if you want to see how the image stabilization works, so right now I'm walking super prominently. I'm not trying to, babysit this step. So I'm trying to involve as much shake as possible into this video. So let me know what you think about the image stabilization. I can even, walk almost running right now. And yeah, this is the results we get. iPhone 17 Pro reacts a little bit faster. You see, I'm pressing at the same time, but the iPhone 17 Pro reacts maybe half a second quicker. So yeah, but in terms of the image quality, you let me know what you think, and I cannot wait to see more of that tech in the future phones to come this year. One really unsettling thing with this iPhone Air is when it's without the case, it's so thin, guys. I really am scared to drop it. So if you are opting for that phone, make sure to get it with Apple Care, especially if you're planning to rock it without any case. It's very beautiful. It's like really nice luxury piece of tech. Like it really does feel nice without the case on, but it's very slippery. I'm personally very scared and don't want to drop it on the floor because we have concrete everywhere. The rest of the world, I might be putting case on. It's just for these B-rolls, guys. I want to preserve the design of the phone, show it to you as it is. So sometimes you might see me using it like that. But in day-to-day life, this is how I'm rocking it. I will be installing screen protector on the iPhone 17 Pro. And the case for the iPhone Air I also have right here. Check it out. There is this soft cushion material. The buttons are clicking nice. And my favorite part about these cases from Torras is that they have this, ring over here, which is super handy for day-to-day use. You can use the O-stand ring as a tripod wherever you are. And you can launch the selfie camera. And also you can film in landscape if you want to, or vertical. You can extend field of view. and just use it as a tripod. And it's very convenient. You don't need to carry extra gear. Just this O-ring does the job for you. And what's really crazy, since it's MagSafe compatible, it means that's magnetic. So on some metal surfaces, it works as a stand like this. So you can actually adjust and tilt the angle even more. That is really cool. I have very high hopes for this case as well. Yes, it is so slim, and I don't know, it just feels very nice in hand. Like, you can see how much slimmer and thinner it is, but for some reason, I just don't want to risk it, man. What else can I tell you? So first we need to remove any fingerprints. Looks clean, I think so, right? So I push it like so. I'm not so sure if these are bubbles or not, so let's check it out. Oh, perfect. My iPhone 17 Pro. It doesn't feel like it's a screen protector. It feels like it's just glass here. Yeah, and that's how I'm gonna rock it with this case on. You can see on top here, it says Air Protect. I guess if I drop it, that should be no problem really. Yeah, so iPhone 17 Pro is protected. iPhone Air is protected as well. And let's go outdoors, guys. And guys, here's where the difference between the two phones is even more apparent, because you see here I have a really long street, and all the way over there is a balcony, and the guy is sitting and smoking there, and it looks very cinematic. He's been backlit. We have a little bit warm sun with long shadows because it's almost golden hour time soon. And you see with the Air, no matter how much I try to zoom in, I mean, I can zoom in on this balcony, but it's not much happening here really. Even if I try the landscape mode. Yeah, and you see the 6x zoom is as close as it gets, but still the quality falls apart. But with the 17 Pro, not only I get a telephoto camera, which allows me not only to zoom in far in the distance and get crisp details, but I can also use ultra wide angle camera and get more of the whole scenery in the shot. Also, I can film it all in log, so later I can color grade the video and get even better results, which just makes this whole combo more appealing if you are into filming videos on the go. Don't get me wrong, this phone is pretty good. Like the main camera, I'm surprised actually for photography, daytime photography. That's really good lens over here. But if you find yourself taking more photos of something in the distance, something further back, then I think Air is not the way to go, and you should opt for the iPhone 17 Pro. And also on top of that, there is also ultra wide angle camera for unique angles, for landscapes, for vertical shots too. I do love that lens, and on iPhone 17 Air or iPhone Air, it is missing. Yeah guys, I have to tell you, I've been using both phones, Air and 17 Pro, side by side. When you just, have the phone on the desk, the difference is negligible. You don't really notice it as much as when you carry the phones in your pocket. Right here, the Pro, and Air here. And the Air, I don't even feel it, even though the phone is significantly taller, and I thought it would be actually less comfortable to have it in the pocket, but because it's so thin, or maybe the weight is different, it does feel much lighter, like Air. I'm not trying to sell you the phone, no guys. Personally, I will be using Pro as my daily phone, but I'm just trying to be honest here, take it for what it is. Apple is not paying me. I really do feel the difference in carrying the Pro and the Air, and I thought the difference wouldn't be as noticeable as it is. Now listen, one of the best things about this phone over the iPhone Air for me personally is if you're into filming videos, then here you can film in log. By the way, this flicker is really prominent. Yeah, it really is too much, I think. It is too much. So you see here, I can switch into the log recording. And as you see over here in the upper right corner, it says it's ProRes LOG, which means it will be super heavy in file size. I don't want to lose all my memory in just 1 or 2 days, but also you can use all those settings within a special third-party app, which I cover in every video every year, which allows me to get footage like this. And this is BlackMagic Camera App. The same log files, but in a smaller H.265 codec, which is very similar to the camera that I'm using right now to film this video, guys, for you. And the iPhone Air unfortunately lacks the log functions for filming. There's also an app developed by Apple called Final Cut Camera. Well, it doesn't give you much besides the white balance controls on the Air. And if you're using the iPhone Pro, then I would recommend you using the BlackMagic Camera App still. All the cinematic footage that you're seeing right now was filmed with this app and my upcoming lens, which I will be launching very soon, guys. So check the link in the description for more info and stay tuned for the drop day on October 15th. And now let's discuss the portrait mode. The main cameras give very similar results. Yes, in theory the LiDAR should give an edge to the iPhone 17 Pro, but I'm not able to see the difference really. So does that mean that the Air is as good as the Pro in the portrait mode? No. Once again, the telephoto lens makes all the difference. Here is the shot on the iPhone 17 Pro. See how the background is compressed. Now we'll try to match the framing with the Air, but since the main camera is a wide angle one, the background looks completely different. So if you are using the portrait mode a lot, then I'd go for the Pro for sure. You know guys, after using these phones more and more, one of the things on the iPhone that I wish they did fix, but they did not, is that I cannot manually switch to the telephoto camera. Sometimes I want to take a photo of a subject up close with the telephoto zoom, but the LiDAR sensor makes the switch back to the main camera and crops on it up to 4 times. And I really do not like it. So I wish there was manual switch, but it is what it is. Okay, so the image stabilization is decent and amazing actually on both of the phones. I think iPhones have the best image stabilization out of all the phones I tried. Right now I'm using 1x main camera on both phones and I'm really shaking because it is cold. It is as rough as it gets, and the lighting is also pretty challenging because usually for the image stabilization to be good, you need to have a lot of light, so the shutter speed will be over-cranked. But when it's low light like right now, you will get more motion blur and the image will be a little bit worse. Just from the screen preview, I can't tell you which one is better. Both look really, really stable. There's plenty of details as well. Yeah, it just looks really good. So if when filming with the main camera, the video quality is very identical, but where the iPhone 17 Pro has the edge again is in the cinematic mode, which is completely missing on the iPhone Air. Yes guys, there is no cinematic mode on this phone, which I was really not expecting. And the iPhone 17 Pro this year really does excel in this mode. And it is just incredible how well it separates subject from the background. I do not remember it being that good on previous generations of the iPhone. And I think this is one of the modes that I will use in my YouTube videos when I don't have a bigger camera on me. Guys, I gotta tell you, the battery life on the Pro really is draining fast. I haven't been using this phone too much today, maybe for, actually let me tell you, for 6 hours, and I'm down to 41%. Usually the base model iPhone 16 held the battery a little bit better. I'm not so sure, maybe it's because I'm using this phone not for too long of a time and the phone is still adjusting and trying to figure out my usage. And iPhone Air is at 72%. Yeah, I used more cellular connection on the Pro, used Google Maps, that kind of stuff, so maybe that drained, not maybe, definitely drained the phone faster, but still I was expecting to get out of this battery a little bit more. See guys, right now we are in low light and it's really good opportunity for me to show you what improvement this year iPhones have over the previous generations, because right now it feels like they really dialed in noise reduction with this phone. Previously with the iPhone 16 Pro, iPhone 15 Pro that I tested, the photos came out more grainy with more noise. Every time, whenever I compare iPhones to Samsung Galaxies to Xiaomi phones, the latter ones feel like they have more noise reduction applied to the photos, so there is more computational photography involved, and it helps to clean out the shadows, sharpen the subjects a little bit so the photo comes out cleaner. And the iPhones used to have more grainy shots whenever I tested them all the time, but this year around it feels like they dialed in this computational photography, especially with the telephoto lens, because it's not as light sensitive as the main camera here. This is a little bit irrelevant to the iPhone Air, which just has one camera, but with this one I'm taking this shot and it looks really clean, really nice. And guys, right now it's really dark over here. I'm filming with ISO 12,000, so actually in terms of the brightness, this is what I see more or less right now. We have street lights on already, but I bumped the ISO because this is a camera that allows me to do so. So you see more details on the street and you see what's going on over here. And the iPhone in that kind of lighting actually produces really nice results. And the iPhone Air is the same computational photography too, except for there is just one main camera. Although having just one camera available helps you to be more creative. Like, you have to look for the shots, you have to think about your compositions better. Maybe sometimes you need to get closer to your subject. So in a way, it forces you to be more creative, not by choice, but by the circumstances you're facing. Whereas this one allows you to have all variety of lenses and get that kind of shot. Guys, here's another example why zoom lens sometimes is really crucial if you are into photography. You see here I have this scene, and just a moment ago there was a guy standing over here, and that's the guy. He's leaving right now. So with the iPhone Air, I could not even capture him up close, and as you see, it's simply not close enough. Yeah, I can crop it later as well, maybe like so, but the image quality is still not the same. But here with the 17 Pro, I can get close enough, and I can even zoom in, and it will be crop, yes, but it will be crop on the optical zoom, which will give me more details in the shot. So if you're choosing between two phones, just ask yourself a question. Are you more into producing content, creating photography, filmmaking, that kind of stuff? Or you're more into consuming content? And that will define which phone you should go for. So if you are watching Reels a lot, TikToks, YouTube, that kind of stuff, then maybe Air is more appropriate choice for you. Although if you are consuming content, then the speakers on this Air are really weak because they had to make the phone slimmer, so there are sacrifices involved, and audio quality is not the strongest part of this Air. But if you are into photography and you do create content with your phone and you travel a lot and you want to capture your moments with various angles, then obviously 17 Pro is just the perfect phone for it. For me, I'll stay with the 17 Pro, and we'll be using it more in the future, so make sure to subscribe and see how it goes. I'll be comparing it to my favorite camera phones as well in the next videos, so make sure you're subscribed, like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.